single week. How many reach outs, how many conversations, how many appointments made every single week, week in and week out, to make your business predictable and hit the numbers. You'll also know exactly how many leads that you need to be generating, all that fun stuff, right? So then there's this next thing that I call the 3 vital signs of real estate. So why do I call these the vital signs? What's the first thing that happens when you go to your doctor or the hospital? They check your vitals. The vitals are off. There's a red flag. There's a problem there, dude, right? So when I look at real estate agents, and the vast majority of their focus, 80% of their focus, energy, and attention is not on these 3 things. I'm like, dude, you have an unhealthy business. And you may be floating by right now, but the next market crash, or whatever market correction, whatever the hell you want to call it, you're going to have a very difficult time surviving. Vital sign number 1, I don't care what you want to call it, prospecting, lead gen, it's AKA anything that's setting appointments. Vital sign number 2, conducting appointments, AKA getting signed client agreements. Vital sign number 3, negotiating contracts, right? These are the 3 things, and the only 3 things that as real estate agents we make our money at. Some agents will challenge me on this, like, well, I got to do the repair inspection report, dude, because I got to do that to get paid, and that's a money-making activity. No, that's nurturing business you already have. Think of money-making activities of, okay, you got 3 deals in escrow. What are the things that are taking you to having 5 deals in escrow? Those are the things which are, again, these three vital signs, and they're the only 3 things that increase the capacity of your business. We need to be proactive at doing. So if you ever heard of the 80-20 rule, it states that 80% of what we focus our time and energy on, the average out there, right, produces them 20% of the results. 20% of what they spend their time, energy, and focus on heeds them 80% of the results, right? Top producers, they get this, they grasp this, they understand this, and they flip this around. So they make sure then that 80% of their time is spent on their money-making activities. So if I'm working a 10-hour day, 8 hours of my day needs to be focused on these 3 things. What are the other 2 hours focused on then? Not kicking up my feet and wasting time. It's the essential non-money-making activity. Paperwork, returning messages, updating my clients, all those essential things that are non-money-making activities. Then as soon as I possibly can, I'm going to hire an assistant to go out there and do everything on my plate other than these 3 vital signs, right? So then as soon as I possibly can, I want my full entire time and attention on these 3 vital signs. Okay, so then now in order to continue making your business uber predictable, now we know your time location, we know the time allocation, we know the game. In order to make your business predictable, you got to learn to attach to the process and detach from the outcome. So there's a thing called the lead measure and the lag measure. A brilliant book out there is called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. So the 4 disciplines of execution, I talk very heavily about this, the lead measure and the lag measure. So think of the lag measure is the closings. The lead measure is the day-to-day activities inside your business. So if you're losing weight, the lag measure is the scale. The lead measure is the daily calorie intake in your activities. Well, if you just focus on the scale, you're not going to get the results, right? If you focus on the daily calorie intake in the activities, eventually the scale is going to get to be where you want it to be. Not saying to never pay attention to the lag measure, but our focus needs to be on the lead measure. So inside my real estate business, my lead measures are reach outs, number of reach outs, number of conversations, and number of appointments made. I know if those equate to a certain number, my lag measure, my closings are automatically going to happen. One of the reasons that this is so important in the real estate business is everything that you're doing today, you see the fruits of this in 90 to 120 days. Right? So when our focus is over here, though, this is where we get in trouble. Because also we're just focusing on what we have in escrow, focus on these closings. We take our focus off here, then we have these massive roller coaster careers. So we need to attach to that lead measure. In order to do that, we need to know the numbers. So I'm going to explain to you what the numbers are and then give you a few ideas of how to implement these in your business. So the first stat we need to know when creating the foundations to our business is 88 and 11. 88% of buyers and sellers said they love their real estate agent, would use their agent again after the transaction. Only 11% ever do. And it is not because their agent did a shittier job over time in their head. It is because they forgot who the hell their agent was. Their agent did an amazing job, but they forget their agent's name. So this is your money tree. You can never allow this to happen, right? So you make sure that you stay in touch with them, get on Facebook, follow up with them heavily. But it's not just enough to make sure that you're not making the same mistake other agents are making. Make sure that you are not, but then capitalize on this, right? So when people go to my open house, they're like, I'm working with a realtor. Okay, great. Bro, I still need you to sign in, and let me give you the 2. I'm still focusing on all that process. Why? I'm totally cool with being number 2, right? Number 2 is totally fine with me, man. Let their agent go out there and sell my property right now. I know I have the average person buys and sells every 5 to 7 years. I got 5 to 7 years to develop this relationship. Their agent's going to abandon them. I got an 89% chance of that. 5 to 7 years, hopefully they think of me. They forgot their agent, they think of me, and then boom. So I always have a big think when it comes to this. I also do adopt-a-buyer programs. So every single listing that I have, after it closes, I put that buyer in my database. I'll go deliver a housewarming gift, knock on the door, introduce myself, ask their permission to stay in touch with them, get in my database, stay in touch with them. That's about 3 of my listings every single week right now. Now, it's taken me like a decade to build that up, but I have so many of those. They're like, hey, Josh, well, you sold us this house 8 years ago. We're ready to go ahead and relist. I look it up and they must do that and sell my house. Their agent did, but their agent abandoned them, right? So I put them inside my database. So it's not just enough to make sure I'm making the same mistake, but then let's go out there and capitalize on the mistake. 66% of home buyers go to the first agent they meet with in person. So today, the game becomes with buyers of getting face-to-face as quickly as I possibly can. So no longer am I focused on in-office buyer consultations, whatever. I get a call from a buyer, whatever. I'm just meeting with them face-to-face at a property as quickly as I possibly can. Now, I'm not going to show them more than one home after that. At that point, I'll do the consultation at the property, get them pre-qualified, all of that. But I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get face-to-face because I know 7 out of 10 of them I get face-to-face with are going to go with me. 72% of sellers only interview one agent today. It's not to list their home. It's not because they're lazier. It's because YouTube exists, dude. Like, why would they go out there and interview 2, 3, 4 agents when they can just sit there behind their computer and see what exists out there? Get a YouTube channel. It's free. Get massive amounts of content out there. Get video testimonials out there. Neighborhood videos, local business videos, what's it like living in that area. And again, it's totally free. A lot of agents will be like, well, Josh, I just don't want to be on film. I don't want people to see me. I'm like, dude, just get over it. They're going to see you anyway. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's a pain in the ass. But what's more of a pain in the ass? Not getting commission checks, or being on video. Like, just go out there and do it, you guys. These are the things that if we don't learn to adapt, we will become obsolete on. 11% of emails are open and read. Okay, so I know that 89% of my emails are going to be deleted. So what am I going to do? I'm going to structure my email so it's effective upon deletion. So all my emails are Joshua Smith, Realtor, and the subject line, like Monday Motivation brought to you by your Realtor Joshua Smith. So as they delete it after the 2087 deletion, boom, now they're sitting there thinking of Joshua Smith, Realtor, right? The peripherals can't help but seeing my name as it goes out there. Remember, my job is to plant seeds to get people to think of me when they have a need to buy and sell. The average consumer only thinks of 1 to 2 real estate agents, 2 real estate agents max, when out there looking to sell a property, right? That's what we need to go out there and do and plant those seeds. 1 out of 10 phone calls is answered. 9 out of 10 go to voicemail, dude. So what does that mean? Do I not leave voicemails? Hell no. Of course I do. But I use things like Slide Broadcast, right? So I can go to, let's say, my database. Maybe I want to leave a Happy Easter message, right? So I can take my database, leave a, hey, Joshua Smith here, just want to wish you and your family a happy Easter. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope all is well. And thank you so much for all of your support and everything that you do for myself and my business. Thank you again. Have an amazing day. So I can do a quick 30-second whatever voicemail, upload my list, hit the go button. Their phone doesn't ring. I don't know how the technology works. It just works. Automatically gets dumped on their voicemail box. Show that they have a voicemail. So I can go out there and leave 10,000 voicemails in a matter of 30 seconds. If I were trying to do that via the phone, how long would that take? I also use technology like Mojo Power Dialer. It's a triple dial. I call 3 people at once. I pre-record voicemails. It dumps them into their voicemail box, connects me with the person that picks up, allows me to do 180 phone calls per hour. So we want to go out there and utilize technology so we can get more done in less time within our businesses, right? So Slide Broadcast and Mojo Power Dialer, both powerful systems. 98% of text messages today are open and read. So a consumer just saying, hey, this is how we want to communicate. So we got to text on a massive level. There's texting programs like Club Texting, Callfire, where you can mass text. Club Texting, CLUBTEXTING, actually allows you to do drip text messages, all that stuff. So then the average consumer today, we need to reach out to them 15 times on average before they begin to realize who we are, before communication even happens. And the reason being is they're sold over 2,000 times every single time today, right? So we got to reach out at least 15 times. Then once communication happens, we're going to ask for an appointment 5 times and be rejected at least 5 times before we get our yes. You'll get 5 no's before you get yes by the same consumer. So every single lead that we get, you guys, if we break this down, you need to reach out to a minimum in the first 30 days 21 times to. Right? At a minimum. Real estate agents who come to me, whether it's on my team or other agents on the podcast, whatever. Like, dude, Josh, man, I've been following this lead. I just followed for the 8th time, and I'm getting no response. Should I consider it a dead lead? I'm like, no, man. Look. I mean, you got 7 more times before you can even start to judge it. You know, the average person has sold so many damn times every single day. Like, the amount of frequency we got to take is just massive, and we're going to have to get rejected over and over and over before they say yes. Again, I'm just attaching the process, detaching from the outcome. This is the process. When they're rejecting you, they're not saying no that they don't like you. They're just saying no, not right now in the process. 5% of leads, that as long as you're doing what we're talking about here, phone call, text, email, we're aggressive with this. 5% of the leads that you put in your system, this is new business. If you're aggressive with the tactics that we just talked about, you will convert over time, right? So if you want to do 50 deals in the next 12 months, that means you got to get 1,000 people inside your system. You get 950 of those rejecting you just to get 50 to say yes. And that's if you're world class. The average realtor is more like half of 1%. If you're world class and doing everything that we talked about, you can over time convert 5%, but it takes the tactics that we just talked about, right? So we need to know, though, how many leads, how many reach outs, right? So here's the path to a deal. And this is something that nobody talks about in this business. Most coaches don't even know this. Most brokers, managers, whatever, don't know this. Most coaches don't know this because they're actually sold real estate in their damn life. But here's what it takes. So 5% of the leads, so we can do the math there. If I want to close 25 deals in the next 12 months, I'll do that math. That's 500 leads. So we break that down, right? So it breaks down to like 1.5 leads every single day. So then from there, I know that 200 reach outs. So I consider a reach out a phone call and or a text message. That's all I count my business as a reach out. So 200 reach outs will equate to 40 lead conversations. A lead conversation is you conversing back and forth with a potential client about their real estate goals, and you're asking for the appointment. It doesn't count if you don't ask for the appointment. 40 lead conversations will equate to 4 appointments made. Not conducted, but made, right? 4 appointments made equates to 1 closing. Right, because not everybody's going to show. 3 of the 4 will show. 1's going to no-show you. Not all clients are going to convert into our meetings or convert into a client. Not all clients enter escrow. Not all escrows close. So again, 200 reach outs will equate to 40 lead conversations, which then equates to 4 appointments made, which will equate to a 1 closed transaction. So you should know now, okay, here, based on what my goals are, here's what I got to do. So if I want to do 52 deals in the next 12 months, okay, well, I'll break this down. I'll do the math. I know I need 3 new people in my database, so 21 new people every single week, right? I need to do 200 reach outs, 40 lead conversations, 4 appointments made, will equate to 1 closing every single week. So you can back in and do the math. And that's what we need to know. We need to know if we're winning or losing every single day inside our business. It's not enough to just be like, I'm just going to work harder and grind more and be in the office more. Those things will probably have to happen, but we can make our business predictable. So just a few last slides for you guys, and then we'll be jumping into Q&A shortly, so just stick with me here. But these are so critical. So there's 4 things that every single top producer does out there that they have in common. Number 1, plan. I always say don't go fast, just don't go slow. So as you can probably tell by this webinar, dude, I mean, I operate at 200 miles an hour. So if I'm going down the wrong path, I know it very quickly. I like to operate at a fast pace. However, I need to take a pause every single day and evaluate what I'm doing, how I'm looking, how things are going, right? So every day, and we'll talk about that in the next slide more in depth. So number 1 is they always plan. Abraham Lincoln has a quote out there, one of my favorite quotes from Abraham Lincoln, is that if you give me an axe, a tree, and 6 hours to cut down the tree, I'll spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe. Okay, number 2 is they focus on the human connection. They realize and understand we are in the human connection, human resource business, period. We are not in the real estate business. Now, you might be like, dude, Josh, what kind of good stuff are you smoking out there in Arizona? I'm in the real estate business, right? No, dude, you are not. You know, right? Like, break it down this way. Divorce attorneys are not in the business of creating divorces, right? The couple already did that. The couple did the damage. The divorce attorney facilitates an experience of helping the couple accomplish their goals, which happens to be a divorce. We're no different. I mean, hopefully we're not out there creating divorces, right? But we're no different. And now we don't own the real estate. We didn't build the real estate. We don't make the real estate. We help our clients, our customers facilitate. We facilitate an experience, help them accomplish their experience, facilitate their goals, which happens to be buying and selling real estate, right? So that's our job. So the more human beings that we connect with, that we meet with, again, the game is get people to know you, like, and trust, be aware of what you do for a living. As long as you follow frequently, your business continues to grow. So they go deep on relationships. Number 3, they understand that the fortune is follow-up. No truer saying in sales than that. So they use CRMs. Like, you got to get a database. You got to get a CRM. I don't care what you use. I personally use Big Purple Dot. But you can also use something like LionDesk, Top Producer, whatever. I don't care what it is, right? However, there's 5 things that every CRM must do to be effective. So number 1, you need to be able to put in a contact record. Number 2, you need to be able to add notes associated with that contact record. Number 3, you need to be able to have a tasking system so you can task yourself based on that contact record. You need number 4, you need a mass email feature. Number 5, you need a drip system or the ability to integrate with the drip system. So like LionDesk, for example, if you name drop me now I don't own these companies, I have anything to do with them, right? But if you name drop me to sign up to LionDesk, it's like $20 a month. Go to Big Purple Dot, you can use GSD mode. It is a promo code. Your sign up fee is only going to be like $150 compared to $200, and then it's $50 a month after that. But your number one asset in this business is your connection with your sphere of influence. Get a CRM, use it. Again, I don't care which one you're using. It's a personal preference. As long as it does one of those 5 things, it's in your budget. Then from there, you got to make the decision based on what you see yourself using the most. Right? What you could just see yourself doing, what you enjoy using with that. So go do demos on them, but go out there and get a database, right? So many of our advanced coaching clients and Perfect Storm clients that I'm telling you right now love LionDesk, love Big Purple Dot. I don't think you can go wrong with either of those. Number 4, they take massive levels of action. So inside my businesses, we have a saying, no mental masturbation allowed, right? So what I mean by that is most people just sit there and mentally masturbate all day long. Oh, I got all these thoughts, man. They map it out, they put it on paper, and they never take action on their thoughts. They're just playing with themselves mentally, right? You can't do that. Yeah, you got to go out there and plan. Then you got to go out there and take massive action. So as you grow your team, as you grow your organization, as you get busier, systems will help you enforce these 4 things. This is all you're doing. I'll get asked all the time, like, dude, Josh, if you had to start off fresh today, like, what would you do? I'm like, I do the exact same damn thing I'm doing right now. Now I just have a larger team so we can do more of it, but I do the exact same thing that I'm doing right now inside my business. Okay, so this last thing here, you guys, this is the most important part of my day, at least when it comes to my business, that I do. So it's my daily planning and reflection time. So step number 1 is I'm going to deal in reality. So at the end of the day, I analyze everything that I was involved in, right? Here's my calendar. Here's everything that I was involved in. What happened today? What does this look like? So step number 1 is I cut out the crap. I cut out all the things. I eliminate all the things that are not creating success or not in alignment with what I'm trying to create out there, right? So step number 1 is I'm going to deal in realities. I'm going to cut out the things that are not getting me one step closer to what I want to create. Step number 2 is effectiveness and efficiency. How do I get better? Is there any way I can get a little bit better, a little bit faster, whether it's systems, technology, delegation, whatever it may be, on everything that I'm doing? Then I ask myself 2 questions before I end my reflection period. If those that depend on me shadowed me all day at work today, so like my wife and my kids, would they be proud or would they be disappointed? So I always want to sit there and ask myself these tough, challenging questions to kind of gut check myself. I want to always challenge myself and course correct and make sure that I'm staying in alignment here. The second question I always ask myself is, hey, if I were to hire a CEO of my company and pay him $200,000 a year to replace me, based on what I did today, would I be pleased or would I be disappointed? AKA, would I fire my own ass, essentially, with this? So I'm asking myself those, like, dude, like, literally, because I know if I can't lead myself, then I can never lead others effectively. All this stuff becomes uber important, right? So what would this look like? If I was paying somebody that kind of money, what would their day look like, week look like, month look like, year look like for me to be uber satisfied? And then again, I need to go out there and become that person. So then the next step is, okay, here's where I'm at. Here's what happened today. Here's where I'm at year to date, week to date, month to date, whatever. This is where I'm at. What must happen tomorrow? I'm going to plan the perfect day from the second my eyes open to the second my eyes closed. That's going to move the needle forward to keep me on track to hit my goals. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making, dude, and this just exists. Like, it's so sad. More people, they spend more time designing the damn grocery list than they ever do their life plan, right? We can't be doing that. I never want to enter a day without full intention. I'm going to go out there from the second my eyes open to the second my eyes closed. What must happen in every aspect of my life for tomorrow to be an epic win? You guys don't go out there and enter a day without being fully planned. And I don't give a shit if it's a day off. right? Like, okay, well, what are you doing on a day off? Like, what's important to you? You know, right? Like, I look at all the outcomes that's important me in my life, like from my business to my health to my wife to my kids. Well, if I have a day off to go spend with my wife and my kids, why wouldn't I have an intentional game plan and know what that looks like to go out there and create the right memories and create the environment and the result that I want to create in those days? So I always go into every single day, 7 days a week, with a game plan. All right, so remember, it's really critical, you guys, to understand and grasp that effort does not pay the rent. Remember the recipe analogy. Remember the analogy of I don't care how hard you're sprinting. If you're sprinting east chasing the sunset, you're just not going to see it. So the recipe analogy, right? You forget the eggs. If you're baking that cake or those brownies, it's going to taste like crap. Do not recreate the wheel. Like, I've spent 60,000 hours, $5.8 million reinvesting into my company to grow my company, to figure out the right way, the wrong way, when to post, what not to post, different things, you guys. So don't recreate the wheel. Top producers pride themselves on being great copycats, right? There's no need to go out there and recreate the wheel. Just keep pushing, follow what's already proven to work. That's one thing that I do. That's one thing that top producers do, is they go out there and just copy what's already proven to work. So at the beginning of this webinar, I told you guys that I'm going to just go real quickly and talk about my advanced